They thought he was dead. Black smoke curled into the cold European sky as the P-51 Mustang spiraled out of formation, its silver wings shredded, engine screaming like a wounded animal. German flak had finally found its mark. On the ground below, Wehrmacht soldiers watched the burning. American fighter crashed beyond a line of trees. Another one down, they said. But what they didn't know, what no one could have imagined, was that before this day ended, the same man they believed was dead would take off again, not in an American plane, but in theirs. This is the story of the fighter pilot who lost his P-51, walked into enemy territory, and flew back home in a stolen German war machine. The P-51 Mustang was more than a fighter. To the men who flew it, it was survival, speed, altitude, firepower, and hope all wrapped into one razor-sharp silhouette. It escorted bombers deep into Germany and fought the Luftwaffe on equal terms. And on this bitter morning in 1944, it carried Captain James "Jack" Mercer, 357th Fighter Group, U.S. Army Air Forces. Jack wasn't famous. He wasn't an ace. He was something far more dangerous. He was experienced. 83 combat missions, dozens of dogfights, friends buried in foreign soil. Jack had learned one rule of air war early. Luck runs out. Training doesn't. As his squadron crossed the Rhine, contrails crisscrossed the sky. Below them, factories, rail yards, flak batteries already waking up. The radio crackled. "Bandits 2 o'clock high." Black dots grew fast. Messerschmitt Bf-1 Neues. The sky exploded into chaos. Tracer rounds stitched the air. The Mustang bucked as Jack rolled left, pulling hard on the stick. G-forces crushed him into his seat. His guns came alive, 650 cals screaming death. A 109 flashed past, smoke trailing. Then came the flak. A sudden wham rocked the plane. The engine coughed. Oil pressure dropped to 0. The cockpit filled with smoke. Jack knew the sound. He had seconds. He kicked the canopy, bailed out low. Parachute snapping open just before the ground rushed up to meet him. The Mustang hit the earth in a fireball. Silence followed, then shouting. German voices. Jack landed hard, rolled, and cut himself free. He ran. Through mud, trees, frozen fields, heart hammering louder than gunfire. But he didn't get far. Rifles surrounded him. Hands up. Helmet gone. A Luftwaffe officer stared at the wings on his jacket. "Amerikanischer Flieger," he said calmly. Jack was captured. For most pilots, this was the end of the story. A POW camp, years of waiting, survival by patience. But Jack Mercer wasn't built for waiting. The Germans moved him to a temporary airfield, an auxiliary strip used for damaged aircraft and training flights. A place not meant to be permanent, a place where rules were flexible. Jack noticed everything. The guards, the schedules, the mechanics, and the planes. There it was. A Messerschmitt Bf-109 parked near the tree line, fuel truck nearby. Canopy open. No prop lock. To a pilot, a plane isn't just metal. It's a language. And Jack spoke it fluently. Every night he memorized details. Every day he waited. Then came the air raid. Sirens wailed. Bombers inbound. Guards ran for cover. And for 30 seconds, no one was watching Jack Mercer. Part 3. Stealing the enemy's wings. He ran, not away, toward the fighter. Boots splashed through mud. Bullets cracked in the distance. Not for him. Not yet. He climbed into the cockpit. German labels. Different layout. Same principles. Fuel on. Magnetos. Throttle cracked. The engine sputtered, then roared. Guards shouted. Someone fired. The prop bit air and the aircraft lurched forward. Jack shoved the throttle. The Messerschmitt screamed down the grass strip, lifting off just as rifle fire stitched the ground behind him. He was airborne, in a German fighter, over Germany, with no radio, no maps, and American fighters who would shoot him on sight. Mid-air survival. Jack flew low. Treetop level. He knew one thing. Altitude meant death. German flak would fire. American Mustangs would see him. He crossed rivers by instinct. Followed roads west, prayed. Then he saw them. P-51s. Silver wings, stars and bars. He waggled wings, dropped landing gear, fired no guns. For 10 terrifying seconds, the Mustangs circled him like wolves. Then one peeled off, then another. They escorted him home. The landing. When the Messerschmitt touched Allied soil, every gun was trained on it. Jack climbed out slowly, hands raised, covered in oil and mud. An American sergeant stared. "Sir, where the hell did you get that plane?" Jack smiled. You shot mine down. Outro. Deep cinematic ending. War isn't just about machines. It's about moments. Moments where fear says stop. And courage says move. Jack Mercer didn't win the war. He didn't change history. But on one impossible day, surrounded by enemies, stripped of everything familiar, he stole back his future. And sometimes, that's what survival really means. Not fighting harder, but refusing to surrender your will.